VR Chat, Club Penguin, Toontown, and Second Life. These games have redefined social interaction by providing virtual spaces where people can communicate, collaborate, and form connections without being physically present. And as such, these games create immersive environments that prioritize social interaction over traditional gameplay mechanics. However, these online-only games share the same fate as our human lives: death. Yeah, it's no surprise. I mean, look at the very recent controversy surrounding The Crew, an online-only racing game with a massive map whose servers shut down not too long ago, which shows that games that we buy don't necessarily mean we own them, unfortunately. And thus these games and their servers are lost forever to the depths of time. However, one must think about this situation. If you know a game's servers are about to shut down, it's not too abnormal to think what secrets and Easter eggs the game might still be hiding, and that nobody has ever found out. So it's literally a ticking time clock until that chance, that opportunity goes away forever. Well, what if I told you there is a horror game whose premise is exactly that? NetEscape, a popular multiplayer virtual world from the 90s, has announced that its long-running servers will finally be shutting down. You were a devoted player during the game's prime, and now, years later, you work for a video game journalism site. You had planned to write a retrospective article about NetEscape, but kept putting it off. Now, with the server set to go offline forever at midnight, you have just half an hour left to dive back into the game, explore its fading world, and capture the screenshots you need for your article. Okay, no, the PC does not boot up like that. Rewind, please. Taking a look around the setup, you can see you have everything you need in order to accomplish your goal. A monitor, a keyboard, a fax machine, a copycat Starbucks cup, an open window in case you need to end everything, and the most important thing, the clock. I'm not joking, this is the second most important thing at your disposal, because as soon as that clock hits midnight, it's game over. But we will get to that in due time. Staring at your PC desktop, you have a couple of options at your disposal. The recycle bin in order to delete any files that are definitely not suspicious. This PC, which doesn't actually do anything. The screenshots folder, which, well, it's just to save the screenshots that you take in the game. However, this will be very important in the grand scheme of things. And lastly, the most important aspect, NetEscape itself. Launching the program, you are greeted by the game's logo with only two options: create a new user or log in with an existing user. Now, I know the intro said that the journalist was a devoted user, but let's toss that in the trash, because I am new here, baby, and I want to experience the full thing from the beginning. The first place you spawn at is at the hub world, and all of the movements are done on these arrows. You probably recognize the game's art design is very similar to that old Windows 95 screensaver called 3D Maze. And speaking of old Windows versions, the game even includes an assistant named Spoodle, which acts as sort of a tutorial, once again being very similar to the old Windows assistant named Clipper, which, in case you didn't know, it pretty much was an assistant that helped users with tasks, like writing documents by suggestions and assistance. On the hub world, you have 4 worlds to choose from: Church of Escapism, Terminal Life City, Dave's World, and the Art Corner. You also have these emoji-like reactions, which, hey, let me tell you a secret, they do absolutely nothing. You can also send messages, this of course being a social interaction game, you can obviously do this, so if you wish to scam people, you can go right ahead. Starting off in the World Church of Escapism, as the name implies, the many aspects of this world resemble the theme of Christianity, as you are about to see. You got these little things that resemble angels, the purple TVs that I guess resemble a cemetery, this massive structure that has this heaven-type-like feeling. Heck, even the environment itself looks something like the Garden of Eden. Now, if you just remember what I said before in regards to this being a social interaction game, you can also send messages, this, of course, being a social interaction game, you can obviously do this. This is a social interaction game, but we haven't seen anyone yet. Well, that's about to change because this world is populated by another person named the Martyr, who has this to say. Yeah, that sounds like fun. Besides the Martyr, there's also this shadowy-like figure who seems to follow us, but he doesn't like to be seen because he instantly teleports away if you look too much at him. With nothing else to do, we return to the hub and go on to the next world, which is Terminal Life City. As the name implies, it pretty much resembles a city. But hey, it's not clickbait, this whole thing belongs to the corporation called Terminal Life. Even though it's a city, it's actually pretty deserted. Well, with the exception of these two characters. One quite literally lives in the trash, which makes me wonder how he can live like this. And the other one is Mr. Green, who quite literally doesn't give a rat's ass about you. Seriously, he gives you as much attention as donating to a multi-millionaire streamer. With two worlds down, the next one is Dave's world, and the best way to explain this one is... well, you will love it if you are a furry or you just simply really like cats. What? Seriously, this is the most interesting world out of the bunch. Besides the very obvious cat theme, you also have cows abducted by aliens, giant alien spaceships, and flying
Balls. Officer Balls.
Just like Terminal Life City, this world is also inhabited by one very special person, Tapeworm. Considering his name, I would also probably react that way if I had a tapeworm inside of me. The other weird thing is that while walking through this world, I randomly got teleported to another strange place, but honestly I think it's just better to show than trying to explain.
What the
Finally we reached the end of the worlds. Not the Kingdom Hearts end of the world, but the art corner. And let me tell you, this is the most normal looking world because it actually resembles an actual art showcase. Is it the best looking art? No, but it's definitely better than one I can draw. Besides Rupert's cousin, this world is inhabited by only one single person. The strange thing is, we have been typing in the chat box, but if you remember, not a single person we met before actually used it. Although it's probably for the better. This is Silly Billy, and when you interact with him, he actually chats with you, although it's nothing but pain and misery, since he only types sad faces and saying that it hurts. It wasn't too long after that the clock reached midnight. Now you might be expecting just a simple message saying that the servers shut down, which finally lets you touch some grass. But come on, after everything until now, yeah, that's obviously not happening. I guess that's it. Not really, since there is actually one mechanic I didn't talk about. You see, when I said that the PC desktop had a folder called screenshots, you can actually take screenshots in the game, which is used to actually find out more about the lore in the game. In fact, this button right here is what actually allows you to take multiple screenshots. While you are going around the worlds, this symbol actually appears on the minimap to let you know when you have to take a screenshot. And once you go to the screenshots folder, you actually see what secrets you have discovered. Now, since there are 5 worlds, counting with the hub world, there is actually 5 screenshots that you have to take. So let's take a look at these secrets and see if we can piece together what is actually going on. In the first secret, we get access to an old newspaper article that reveals that NetEscape began as an online chat room service before entering a secret partnership with a computer company called Terminal Life. Led by NetEscape CEO Monty Green and Terminal Life technician Herbert Fletcher, the collaboration promised a revolution in immersive play. Although despite the initial excitement, the companies refused to explain the project's true purpose, leaving reporters unsettled. This article marks the first step in NetEscape's shift towards something far more experimental and dangerous. In the second secret, we get access to a document that appears to be a private written log from Herbert Fletcher, outlining his vision for NetEscape. He describes the idea of fully inhabiting the internet by uploading oneself into a living, virtual world, eliminating the need for screens or keyboards. Fletcher admits the project's early testing is failing, relying on crude experiments that connect human subjects to computers and provoke fear responses. Despite resistance from colleagues and concern from someone named Daisy, he becomes increasingly obsessed, justifying unethical experimentation as necessary progress. This text reveals the moment NetEscape shifts from an ambitious concept into a dangerous human experiment. In the third secret, we get another document where Herbert Fletcher claims the experiment has succeeded. Human subjects have been fully integrated into the game, their physical senses removed, so that their digital presence is no longer a simulation, but their true existence. Fletcher describes this process as a form of immortality, dismissing the human body as obsolete. Despite Daisy's rejection of the experiment and her growing distress, he justifies the suffering as necessary progress. This document confirms that NetEscape is no longer a game, but a system that permanently traps human consciousness. As for the rest of the secrets, they are actually various images, where on this first one, a book and a magazine reflecting topics about our human brain, which connects with the topics discussed in the documents written by Herbert Fletcher, detailing how he wants to upload our human mind into the game, so perhaps he was researching about this topic. In the second image, we can see a person with what appears to be a rudimentary device that looks like a VR headset. My understanding is that this perhaps are those first crude experiments on trying to upload our human conscience into NetEscape. Finally, in the last image, we can see a horrifying experiment conducted on a person which seems to be the first success of uploading the human conscious into NetEscape. Judging by the code in the computer, we can also see that Herbert Fletcher is present in this surgery. With all of this in mind, the people that we meet in the game, the Martyr, Mr. Green, Tapeworm, these are all human beings that are currently trapped in the game, trapped with no way of returning to the real world. But there is still one mystery. Who is the shadowy figure? Well, we can actually find that out. You see, there is a secret audio file that you can only find when you screenshot this shadowy figure, and the audio file is a talk between Monty, NetEscape founder, and Herbert Fletcher.
If you would just give me a second, I can explain everything.
Any tolerance to your shenanigans have absolutely been spent at this point, Fletcher. We haven't heard anything from you in months, and I still have to push my way through to see this. Now, you're going to help me take down this hippie sci-fi crap and show me the product you promised me would be here. Good God, it stinks. Can't you do this on your own time, Fletcher? We haven't sunken so much into this project for you to...
Get off, Monty! You'll kill them!
What are you talking about? This... What the hell is this? What have you been doing here, Fletcher?
Watch the screen. See that?
Jesus Christ, Fletcher. I can't just ignore that thing. What have you been doing to these people?
They're alive.
Fletcher, this is madness. What could have possibly possessed you to even...
This is progress, Monty. Don't you see what this means? Look, They're in the game. We've created a paradise. Nothing else matters now.
Paradise? Fletcher, what you've done here is murder. It's worse than that. I can't endorse this.
You can't understand. You just can't. What matters is that it works. Do you even realize what people would give for an opportunity to live forever in a place like NetEscape?
They're walking in circles. Could it really have been worth it?
This was a necessity. Don't you get that? They've ascended. Their physical forms mean nothing.
I can't let this go on.
What?
You've gone completely mad. Ascended? Fletcher, you've gored these people to make this sick, twisted fantasy. It's just not worth it.
But you don't know how much I've had to sacrifice. What I've done to achieve this. I've advanced our very sense of being. This is bigger than any of us.
It's over. This never happened. God, think of the cleanup. What am I going to tell the professors?
Oh, don't worry. I have everything. Everything will be okay. Things will be wonderful from now on and forever. I can't let you stop this. You'll see. Oh, we'll all be so happy.
After listening to that audio, the conclusion that I came up with was Fletcher obviously didn't want Monty to put an end to NetEscape program, so he attacked him from behind and uploaded his conscience into the game. In this case, he is the character Mr. Green, while Fletcher, who went absolutely mad, also uploaded his own conscience into the game. In this case, he is the shadowy figure, the omnipresent entity that can vanish whenever he wants. Thank you for watching the video. I must say it has been quite in fact been a while. So if you are still here, sincerely, thank you. I hope the next video doesn't take a lot of time. In fact, by the time you are watching this, I am already recording and editing the next video, which I'm sure you will find interesting. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, goodbye, and see you on the next video.